Welcome to our very first episode of Toronto Talks. Today I will be the main host. I just wanted to give you guys a bit of a gist. So basically, for a long time, we've run into situations where it's like, why do guys do this? Why do girls do this? Is it just us here in Toronto? So we decided to finally put together a panel of different men and women throughout Toronto to talk about discussions, questions, honestly, anything that you would talk about with your girls or your boys, like, yo, why do girls do this? Why do guys do that? This is what Toronto Talks is about. Let's talk about it today. Subscribe and wait out and wait for more.
Hello and welcome to Toronto Talks. So we were trying to have something a little more balanced, but we're just gonna rock what we got because sometimes Toronto people don't know time.
You know it.
Okay. So Toronto Ting. So to start, we're gonna start with a quick little icebreaker. So the icebreaker is gonna be, what's your first thought when it comes to the word Toronto? What do you think of Toronto? Your first thought. Since it's called Toronto Talks, we want to give the viewers a little bit of an idea of what Toronto is to you.
Screwface.
Alright.
Hella rude, but too nice.
Hey, that's a good point.
Next. I'd say multicultural.
Yeah.
Even though we're all black here, but
You know, we got friends. You know.
Honestly, for me, the real like fat girl music, Caravana. Toronto's Caravana, you know.
Lately, I've been thinking music scene. That's what Toronto's become.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
I agree.
Way the North, Toronto Raptor.
I just think of a whole different type of swag.
Yes.
I think of Drake. What's up? Represent everywhere we go. Six side, six God.
I just think the next big city. Like I just think, you know,
Yeah.
you always
Yes.
hear New York, you always hear London, Milan, Paris. Let's just put Toronto there.
Toronto.
It's there.
You're right.
It's already
Toronto's
there.
on the map.
It's already there.
So,
Alright, so the first question is, do you think Toronto youth and young adults have issues with falling in love?
Yes.
I think everywhere.
yeah, I can't say that's a
Toronto.
Toronto thing, but I know that in Toronto, it's such a small place and everybody kind of knows each other's business. So I feel like, I don't know, everybody fakes it. Like, we're just like not really in a falling in love time right
It's
now.
not enough.
It's not a love thing.
I feel like people want to fall in love, but maybe there's not the real opportunity.
They're just
Yeah.
scared.
No,
Yeah,
no, no.
opportunity is a big thing.
Right now, everybody's stuck in the I'm having fun.
Yes.
But what's if you're still not having the fun?
Well, that's what it.
No, but it's
No,
like
he has a
perceived
point.
like it's fun to like be single and like be like doing your own thing and like to be with someone is not necessarily the
Yeah, it's
funnest
not a
option
thing right now.
because you're like limiting yourself to like other options.
We're just living in a like have fun time. Like, you know, everybody
Yeah.
wants to have
Yeah.
fun. No one wants like, I think everybody
serious.
deeply inside wants the relationship.
Deeply
Yeah.
But
inside.
like on the outside, it's like, let me turn up. Who can buy bottles for me? Like, who can do this? Like, that's what we're living right now.
Yeah.
Like, we've become like a hype city out of nowhere. So like, that's what we want. More
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
The hype.
that's true.
That's Drake's fault.
But
It's Drake's fault.
Live off the
Hype.
hype.
Champagne
West
happy
End
holiday.
no, but I feel like thinking about Toronto as a whole, I feel like in general, there's way more females than there is guys. Like point blank period. There's so many options.
Like here's an example right here.
Here's an example right here. Two guys.
Not here doesn't mean that it's not in the city.
No,
Yeah.
there's more
I think there's even
females.
more guys.
What? Are you
That's
crazy?
what I was thinking.
What is that in America?
That's what I was thinking.
Can I get you one? Speak up.
Wait, we gotta get
This is probably the only time you're gonna see something like this.
I
Oh my God,
downtown and I
Right?
see downtown.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
I think so.
I think so.
Maybe because I also
Now she's going deeper to a different criteria. Cute one's the one that you want.
Oh,
Yeah.
Fair enough.
In Toronto, there's a lot of pretty girls. There's a lot of pretty girls.
yeah.
That's what I mean. I mean,
Yeah,
like, you know, the attractive ones. Come on.
That was
Taxi.
true.
I thought you meant just males in general.
No, I mean just males
No,
in
she
general.
changed the criteria.
Nah.
I no. I don't care about cute, whatever, ratio-wise. We know geographically that there are more females than males.
There are.
And I believe that in Toronto, that there are more females than male. And I also believe in Toronto, there are more pretty, sexy, good-looking, well-rounded women. And then there are just some guys who don't
I think
really
Toronto has the prettiest girl.
They're not making
we have not even that, but the guys they're not ready for all of that. And because there's so much temptation,
so many pretty
every
girls,
man just follows each other.
And there's so many.
That's why we're all on the same.
Let's hear what Jardine has to say.
This, that.
Something to say?
What if we switch it up to this? I guess like in like the whole black love sense, right? Okay. So when you think of guys, right? If your preference is like a black guy or whatever, right? Do you think there's that many to choose from? Or do you feel like you just know so many in this city? So Toronto and black love.
I feel like
black love is struggling.
I think there's not a lot to choose from because they like don't want to go through the struggle for the love, you know, like.
See, why does there have to be the struggle?
There has to be the struggle because I'm worth it. You know, like if there wasn't a struggle, then it'd be like, what's the point of the chase?
No, relationships are struggles.
Relationships are struggles.
But then black women get
struggle.
upset when a black man says black women are difficult.
Because you can't speak about every black woman. You literally cannot speak about every black woman.
He has experiences with.
But about the ones you've had experience with.
Speaking from his own experience.
No, I'm saying about the
white women are not difficult.
Everybody.
Like, what do you mean by difficult?
Exactly.
Asian women are not difficult. Indian girls are not difficult. I mean, every woman will have their obstacles. You know, if you want the person, you want
Let him
them.
answer.
Okay, what am I answering right now?
Define
definition of
my
black
women and
my
difficult.
definition. Listen, okay, all right.
My definition.
My definition. All right. What's the word here? All right, we're stuck in this anything a woman has to say back. She thinks that she's hollering back, so she's not a holler back. If that makes sense.
That's black women for you?
Right now, at this time. Do you
say that again. Say that again.
Say it again and explain, because maybe other people won't understand either.
Yeah. Well, let me take the drink break.
Alright. We're in the school phase capital. Right now, it's a thing where girls rather talk to you online than in person.
It's hard to find them in person.
If a lot of women,
nobody's suggesting the in person though, because I know when people ask me to link up, I'm like, okay, and I try to make time in my schedule to go see them.
What you're bringing in right now is something that has to do with society. We are in that cell phone era.
Yes.
So because everybody is plugged in, people aren't making time for interaction, day-to-day interaction. But
and then
in terms of that,
want to, you will.
You can. You will. But I'm rebuttaling what he's saying, right?
But I mean, that probably just means she doesn't really want you then.
No. Anyway, so you said black women and difficult. You feel as if.
Because she said it has to be difficult or else the chase ain't fun.
Okay, but
and
then your counteraction was, you said that everyone wants to be online.
Yeah, like girls in Toronto, I feel like right now they'd rather talk to you on their phone than in person.
Okay, so I said now we are in an era where everyone is plugged into the cell phone. Mm-hmm. So as you said that about women, we can also say that about men. Mm-hmm. And because if you want to say we started the cycle, we are plugged in, that makes you guys plug in, then okay, but then because you guys are plugged in, we're plugged in as well. And that's how we are all talking online. And even when we have spaces like this, you go to parties, everybody brings out their phone. You're talking to people who aren't there.
Oh
you understand what I'm trying to say? So if everybody's plugged in, if we all just threw away the cell phone, then how is the black woman difficult? You still technically haven't answered that.
Yeah, because that was one aspect though.
Yeah, let's get a concrete.
Because okay, what do you mean then? How about this? What did you mean when you said difficulty?
Okay,
I was just using your word to say that why would you be angry if a black man calls a black woman difficult? But if you're saying you're trying to be difficult in the first place.
No. I'm not saying I'm trying to be difficult. I just feel like a lot of the times we feel like, okay, this is a perfect example. I had my friend the other day because he's with some other race. So I'm like, okay, you're with that race because it's gonna seem easier to you because you guys aren't gonna have the conversation about black struggle. So when you come to a black woman, it's like, yo, this is that, because I feel you, because I understand you. It's like, yo, this girl's like, she's too much or she's extra, and maybe she's a negative person. But you feel lighter with somebody else because you're like, yo, that's not something we have to talk about. They don't understand that. Like, hold on. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not saying like, because of that we're difficult, but I'm saying that sometimes it's maybe a little bit harder, especially at the beginning, because there's that struggle that's always kind of been there.
Also, just her saying the whole, like, I'm a bit difficult, right? Like, you found it a way to kind of like make it a statement about all black women being difficult when she was saying that's just kind of her chase. That's kind of how she likes her situation.
I didn't really make
Not
a difference.
necessarily.
No, because you
I just
then
used
said
my words
black
against
women are
it.
difficult.
No, I never said that. That didn't come out of my mouth.
It's alright, we have to rewind. We can rewind it and play it back in slow
You know the
motion.
I said if you're this, but then black women get upset when a black man says black women are difficult. I said if you're gonna say you're difficult, how can you get mad when a black man says black women are difficult?
Okay, that is true. And now she has explained that. But now we've talked about this because this is a stigma that has been labeled on black women.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of guys will now like rebuttal whatever you said online, whatever, right? And when the truth of the matter of the fact is, some men actually just keep that in the back of their mind. And when they get into an altercation with a woman, it's like, yo, she's difficult. And she's
too much. Yeah, too much.
I think it goes deeper than that stuff. I think it goes deeper than that because it's actually...
When all women, we all have the tendency to be cursing. Where are you? And this. If we're talking about relationship, we all have those. You can find that in every single race. So for you to say, it's just maybe from the black woman we are harder or more harsh, and what it reminds you of your mother or something. Maybe people fail to bring that.
I've heard that.
You understand
I've heard that from a black man before.
Right?
Like,
so when we're hyping on you, it's like, yo, you're not my mom. Like, who are you to check me? I am the man. Yo, you're too difficult. You're too rowdy. You're too this. I'm gonna go with. We're gonna bring up the opposite and say the white girl, and then they're labeled as the submissive or whatever the situation may be. Right?
And then that doesn't even apply to all white girls. Like, not all white girls are gonna take your shit. Like,
you're gonna find that in every woman.
And some black girls will take your shit. Like,
exactly.
But that's why my mind, I don't know, that's why I thought my point still made sense. You know, people didn't agree with it. Because she literally said she was talking about herself, and then you said,
I was just
you were talking about yourself. You're talking about yourself, and then you said, what's wrong with black men saying that black women are difficult?
No, I didn't say what's wrong with it. I said you can't be mad.
You say you can't be mad if people feel like black women are
That's the
difficult.
word she used.
But that's still a blanket thing about one person talking about themselves, is what I'm saying. You get it? Like, she's saying she's difficult. She didn't say me and every black woman. Me and
I want to hear what Femi
Tanisha.
has to say, because he's
been
quiet and shaking his head and doing all this stuff in the corner.
Okay, but if black women are truly difficult, then why is that? So you have to understand that there's been somewhat of a historic manifestation as to what black women are difficult.
That's a historic
You know what I
manifestation.
mean? From times back, you know, the whole grown up, being a single mother, you know, and it just like passes on. And there's been this struggle that a lot of black women have had to go through, you know, and it still lingers on up until today.
yeah.
So you can also, I guess, attribute that to like as to why a lot of black women are this way. But there's love behind it.
And that's why I also want to say that also
It's like, I love
this
this
love
so
that
much.
also says like I'm playing devil advocate only because obviously I'm a woman, but there's also a lot of, you know, historical things behind the black man and what's embedded in his mind.
So that's why if I'm a black woman,
It literally just goes
It
back.
just sounds
Like it all goes back. It's not really our fault.
if
It's
I'm a
not.
black
Like
woman-
black man, he's just been conditioned that way.
if I'm a
And
black
so have we,
woman,
so.
I'll be really pissed off that you know what we've been through. You know what I'm saying? As a black woman, if I'm a black woman, we've been through so much and you know what it is. Like you understand like where we're coming from. It's like, so like why are you trying to run away from that?
Oh my God!
But it's the truth, like,
it's so
Because
true.
I can't really share my struggle with somebody else.
They
You cannot
They don't
not
understand.
Hi,
They don't
okay.
understand it.
Hi. Are you single or not? But it's the true, like, I know that, like, a lot of times when I talk to my friends, we'll talk about how, like, people label black women as, like, angry black women. I'm like, you know what? Like, we're not all angry, but if we are, we're allowed to be. Like, the
There's a
society we're
There's a
living.
story behind
Like,
it.
yeah, there's a real story why we're allowed to be, but we are not
they're
all.
labeled violent.
Exactly.
But the thing is, I feel like a lot of black women support the black men, and it's not always reciprocated.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
literally,
it's not
we are the most hated, like, kind on the earth. Like, they literally say that. Like, we are. Like, we're hated by, like, half the world, the majority of the world, but then we're also hated by the men. So it doesn't make sense, our own men. So it's like, damn.
I would never date a black woman.
Not all though, not all. Just saying not all, so we can.
Not all, but-
brothers here.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Kind of, we're speaking more so in general terms, but
Yeah.
it just sucks that, like, they literally say the black women are the most hated group, and it
Yeah.
sucks.
And obviously people will say no, 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 but when you just write it out on paper, that's what it boils down to.
I know, you can literally actually write it down.
Yeah.
From minority, you could write it down and the black woman's last. Like, you could literally write it down.
Yeah, it's sad.
And then they want to take our shit. It's
Yeah.
like, Locks first. What's up, Mark Jacobs? Whatever the fuck his name
This is for us, as Solange says. A seat at our table.
All right. Well, I think that's a good cap for the first one. What's the next question?